What in tarnation?
Howdy folks, this is Apple Geek. Another Sunday, another reaction. Here is yet another early airing from the Treehouse Network in Canada. This is My Little Pony, Season 7, Episode 7. I'm not sure what's going to be going on in this episode. All I know right now is that my phone has been just blowing up with notifications from all kinds of things, all morning and afternoon long. It's like mid-afternoon right now, and I've been scared to look at any of it, and I finally just turned off all notification sounds and vibration and everything on my phone because I want to see what this is for myself. And clearly it's something big with this kind of activity. There's a lot of things buzzing through my mind right now as to what this episode could be. There's a lot of big things on my wish lists for stuff that I have not got yet. So I don't know, but all I know is this is probably going to be quite an interesting episode. So, without further ado, no more speculation, I'm just going to get into this. Let's see, episode 7, starting now. Sweetie Bella, get out! Another CMC episode?
Such a good idea. What are you talking about?
What are they pulling?
Best idea I've ever
What?
had.
A slingshot?
It's just you
What?
want to come. But
What
we
are they
talked
doing?
about this. Non-Pegasus ponies fall through the clouds.
Wait, whoa! Ah!
Hey,
Ah!
I think we're good.
No!
Scootaloo,
No!
I know you have to go to Cloudsdale to finish your report. I'm just wondering if this is the best way to get there. It'll be fine. Besides, how else could I get there? A Pegasus chariot? A flock of birds? A hot air balloon?
Twilight's blue? What?
Those do seem a lot safer. Maybe I should try to find another.
What?
Nailed it.
What?
Little ma'am, are you all right?
What? Is it Rainbow Bliss?
Your Rainbow Dash is dead!
Yes. Bo Hothoof at your service.
My little pony, my little pony.
I
used to wonder what friendship could be. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete to have my
I have no words right now.
Something's going on out here.
I'm with Scootaloo right now.
What's wrong with her?
I
Parental
don't know.
Glideance?
You just made it worse.
Tell me this is...
It's just your Rainbow Dash's parents!
Okay,
She's doing
we got the
it
parents.
again.
Are we also gonna get what I think we're gonna get?
Please, you might shatter my Princess Celestia commemorative plate.
She has commemorative plates now? Oh no!
I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm meeting you. My name's Scootaloo, and I'm doing a school report on your daughter.
Of course she is.
Rainbow Dash?
The report's on an inspirational pony in my life, and no pony inspires me more than she does.
This is true.
I'm putting together this scrapbook for my report. I'm her biggest fan.
Little Trotter, what you say is impossible. Because no pony is a bigger fan of our Rainbow Dash than us!
Wow. You always wear that shirt?
Actually, it's laundry day. But pretty great, right?
My name's Windy Whistles, and I
Windy
have to say
whistles.
that it is a total blast to meet some pony that
Okay.
loves Rainbow Dash as much as we do.
What can we help you with?
Well, I
So
know
where have you
all
been
about
all this
Rainbow
time?
Dash's time in Ponyville, but I don't know anything about her life before that.
Well, you came to the right place.
Here you go. Rainbow Dash's
Oh
favorite meal.
my word.
A pasta and potato sandwich on sourdough. She's
Pasta and
not
potato
normal
sandwich?
mode.
I can't believe
That
I'm
is
eating
a
Rainbow Dash's
serious
favorite
amount of
food,
carbs.
made by Rainbow Dash's mom.
But hey,
What's
she's an
in
athlete. She needs
Rainbow
carb loading.
Dash's childhood kitchen. This is the greatest day of my life.
Oh!
I think it's time
That-
for a tour of the
Okay.
house.
Okay.
Our little
Manners
Dashie
much?
was an early learner and so rambunctious.
Oh, look at the teenagers!
Combination was
Exciting!
Those pictures!
Wow.
Where is Rainbow Dash? She can't defend herself if she's not here. Oh no.
Her room?
Oh boy. Earplugs in advance.
Rainbow Dash's linen closet. Her carpet. Her inspirational poster. When the going gets tough, the tough don't notice because they have hard shells. That's so Rainbow Dash.
That's an interesting quote. Nice.
Scootaloo, want to see something really cool?
A Wonderbolt poster in the background? What's for... What? What is this? What? Trophy room? Oh!
I installed the sound effects myself. Pretty great, huh?
So great.
And look at this. She was wearing it when she spoke her first words.
So
You saved a diaper? Oh, boy.
And this broken lantern is from when she first learned to fly.
Aww.
And this bitten apple's from when she grew her first tooth. So
Wow.
many memories.
You're so lucky to have all of
I could just imagine Rainbow Dash being like,
I know
you showed her
I have
what?
Mentos, but I don't have any of those Rainbow Dash saves Ponyville headlines like you. Tradesies, dealsies.
So where's
Oh,
the
really?
Wonderbolt stuff?
You mean Rainbow Dash's personal collection of Wonderbolt memorabilia?
Oh, that ought to be
I
good.
mean, where's all the stuff about Rainbow Dash getting accepted into the Wonderbolt Academy and then getting chosen as a Wonderbolt?
Yeah.
Wait,
Did they not
you don't
know?
that your daughter's a Wonderbolt?
They...
And I got to tell you?
Oh, no.
Wow, you should see your faces right now.
Yeah, that is not a
That's
good
what your faces
thing.
look like.
How did they not know?
A Wonderbolt?
Great
Best
tour.
use of that.
It's unbelievable.
You two were kind enough to show me the Rainbow Dash you know. Now please, allow me to show you the Rainbow Dash I know.
Okay, so there's gonna be a day of reckoning here for Rainbow Dash. They're like, why didn't you tell us?
I was born to make thunder.
Oh, nice line.
We've got turbulence.
Whoa, whoa.
Where's it coming from?
Parents incoming!
Oh no. Okay, which pony broke protocol and invited guests to our training exercises? I guess they're with me. Dad.
What are you doing here?
Good to see you.
Oh, honey, it's so great to see you too. And wow, you were so amazing up there with
I
all
just
of
have
that
no words for
flying.
this.
How did you know I was here?
Scootaloo filled us in on everything. You modest pony.
I can't believe I'm documenting the moment your parents first saw you as a Wonderbolt.
She's still got the
Wonderbolt friends. Hello, team.
You're the same.
I'm Windy Whistles, the mom of the best Wonderbolt ever.
Mom, quit embarrassing me.
You guys were great too. Go team!
Mom! Hello, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. And love those goggles. Love them. You know, I have goggles too, but they're mostly just for swimming. Oh, and bath time.
Mom, please. They don't want to hear about your bath
Well,
time.
I can't believe it. My daughter, a Wonderbolt. So proud.
Dad, hold it together. We're in public.
I know.
Yeah.
Just, you had a goal and you achieved it.
And quite a while ago, too, I might add.
All right, Wonderbolts. Let's hit the showers and give Rainbow Dash some time to spend with her family. Okay.
Yeah.
Great practice.
They're not going to let her forget this for a while.
Sir, you really raised a great flyer.
Oh no.
And he's...
You're swelling up again.
Could you give us a sec?
Scootaloo?
wrong?
You're busted.
You should have warned me that you were bringing my parents, or talked to Twilight or something, not just shown up.
Mm-hmm.
Why? It's just my parents and I have a delicate relationship. I love them very much, and we're really close, but there's a reason I didn't tell them I'm a Wonderbolt. They can be a little bit embarrassing. Huh? Really? Yeah, really. Now you've
Yes,
invited
really.
a whole lot of crazy into my life. What's wrong with a little support?
Well, Rainbow, you could have done this on your own in private at home at some point to avoid the situation. How did
Greetings,
they get
small
up there?
ponies.
Are you excited to see Rainbow Dash?
Oh my, yes! And to think we never bothered to come
Let's
to a
try underground.
Wonderbolt event.
We said if Rainbow Dash isn't a Wonderbolt, then what's the point? But now she is. Did
you know it all started when she won a spot in the coveted Wonderbolt Academy, training under Spitfire?
I didn't know that. How wonderful!
And now they're gonna make a huge scene in public at the air show.
Especially against another Pegasus named Lightning Dust.
Please bring her back, please.
But of course, Rainbow Dash proved to be the best, and later made it into the Wonderbolt Reserves.
Hooray again!
But jealous ex-Wonderbolt, Wind Rider, was worried that Rainbow Dash might break his speed record, and so he framed her for a crime she didn't commit.
Oh no!
But thanks to Rarity,
It's a nice
Rainbow
recap
Dash
here
proved
of
her innocence and
Rainbow
became
Dash's
a
journey.
backup Wonderbolt, until Fire Streak retired, and she became an official
Fire
Wonderbolt.
streak. Huh.
Hooray! Wow, what a gripping tale.
You really know your Rainbow Dash history. You're going to do great on your report.
Show's about to start.
Let's start this thing!
Great showcase! Here we go!
Oh my word.
Rev it up and tear it down!
Then build it back up again and tear it
I
back
so
down
called
again.
this.
Go, go, go! Yes!
Oh my word.
Go Rainbow Dash! Best Wonderbolt ever!
Woohoo! That's my daughter! Go, Rainbow! Go, Dashy! Go, 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 go!
Nice! We actually get to see, like, part of the Wonderbolt's show. Yeah.
Folks were definitely loud, but they weren't that bad.
What? Seriously?
Since when did we add fireworks to the show?
We
didn't.
Although they should use fireworks in that show, but... Oh my word! This is way out of control.
Cut the ribbon, cut the ribbon, cut the ribbon, cut the ribbon. The camera loves you, yeah! Now let's do the pyramid.
No.
Get up there. You're the top.
Poor
Really
Sweetie Belle.
got yourself your very own mega fans. Lucky you.
Well, that gave her too hard of a time yet. Hey!
Greatest towel hanger of all time. Towel, towel, towel.
Okay, that.
Towel, 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 towel.
Enough!
This is ridiculous! Mom and Dad, you are both too supportive! This is exactly why I didn't tell you I was a Wonderbolt! You're just too much!
Did we do something wrong?
Ouch.
Yes! The fireworks, the cheerleading, and how do you even compare who is better or worse at hanging up a towel?
That is an
Just
excellent
trying to be
point.
supportive.
Well, I'm tired of it!
Whoa,
I've had
whoa.
enough of you two being so proud of every little ridiculous, insignificant thing I do! I think you should leave.
First of all, great job yelling at us, sweetie. No one
Oh.
can make their parents feel more worthless than you.
Your words were direct, clear, and so painful. Is there nothing you can't do?
Why? Scootaloo, you don't understand. I met your parents hoping to learn more about you, but I don't like what I found out. I'll find some pony else to do my hero report on.
Oh. Ouch. Yeah, you should feel bad. I'm sorry, but that was inappropriate.
Scootaloo, wait! I know I wasn't myself back then, and I shouldn't have snapped at my parents. That's exactly why I didn't tell them I'm a Wonderbolt. I don't understand. They're so proud of you.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
Okay, but you might want to hold on to your wings because this could rock you to your very core.
Okay. Backstory.
Believe it or not, there was a time when I wasn't the best at everything. See this picture? It looks like I want something awesome, but actually...
And last but not least, it's time to hand out our participant stickers.
Oh. And they've been doing it all these years.
Participant ever.
Your parents realize you didn't win, don't they?
I'm not entirely sure.
Granted, I was the youngest pony in the senior competitive circuit. Most other ponies my age were still in the junior flappers club. I thought it was utterly mortifying having my parents cheer me on even when I lost. But then, when I started to win competitions,
Lightning
which didn't take
dust.
very long, by
Again.
the way, things got even worse.
So, Rainbow Dash and Lightning Dust have history?
Being the best came with consequences. Very loud, very embarrassing consequences. You know, some ponies would dream of
That's
having
interesting.
parents like that. Yeah, right. Name one.
Oh!
Me.
Ow!
Growing up, I never thought I'd be the best at anything because no pony ever told me. But your parents told you over and over again. Look.
Come on, Hasbro, would you
Best
please
figure
confirm this
ever,
for us?
Best carrot eater under 3.
Oh.
Greatest napper of all time? Yeah, I am pretty good at napping. I can fall asleep anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
We
For
didn't
your
need a
entire
demonstration.
life, your parents gave you the confidence to believe in yourself.
You're right. I was always so embarrassed by my parents that I didn't realize their support actually made me the awesome, confident, amazing, awesome, and awesome pony I am. And I took
them for granted.
A few too many awesomes.
And you yelled at them.
Uh-huh.
I gotta make this right.
Atta girl.
I have an idea, but I'm gonna need your help.
Well?
That is, if you're willing to help me after I acted like that.
Yep, she's back.
Now that's a great picture. Rainbow Dash learns the error of her ways.
Nice.
I'm telling you, I just can't see a thing. Scootaloo, you were just so great at blindfolds.
It's true. You must tell me what kind of knot you used. Falconer's knot? Wait, no! A farmer's loop.
What's this all about?
Okay, he's a knot expert.
Windy whistles and bow hunter. Please be seated for a super private Wonderbolt event.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna do this with them in private, and then ask them to please keep calm in public.
Mom and Dad, welcome to the... I love my parents, and I'm sorry that I took them for granted, and I know that they made me who I am today, so I really want to make it up to them. Event.
That's a heck of a title. Popcorn!
Enjoy.
Oh, they've got all the Wonderbolts. Okay, I thought she was doing the solo.
Happy to help.
Wow. Now that's a good team. Whoa! That is awesome! Oh! Now that's over the top!
Mom and Dad, I want you to know that I'm your biggest fan.
Oh!
Oh, honey, thank you. But you didn't have to do all this. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it is a bit much.
Well, now you know how she feels.
Rainbow Dash is the most inspirational pony in my life.
Thank you, Scootaloo. Very well researched, but a little heavy on the pictures, and there was a moldy sandwich in the report.
Oh!
I'll give you a B.
Yeah! Scootaloo! Scootaloo!
Oh my word! Oh! Look at Scootaloo's face! That makes me so happy and sad at the same time. Because she... Why wouldn't you come out and say it, Hasbro? Is she an orphan or isn't she? Heavily implied that she is, but just say it. I'm gonna go with that she is, and that hits so hard because she's never had the family to actually embarrass her like that. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. I'll see you in a bit. I gotta figure this out later. Okay. Well, this was a rather intense episode, to put it mildly. I just want to get a couple side points out of the way right away before I get to the main part of this. Just want to touch on the fact that we saw Lightning Dust again. I cannot wait for them to bring her back in the show. I really want to have her story kind of finished. I don't feel like things ended well for her back in Wonderbolt's Academy. So, and I know a lot of you guys want to see her come back as well. So I'm hoping the fact that, you know, with the amount of side characters that, you know, secondary characters they're bringing back and doing character building on this season, I'm hoping this is build up to that. We'll just have to wait and see. I do see a little bit of a continuity issue here, though, because going back to Wonderbolt's Academy, I just watched that again, or at least the scenes where Rainbow and Lightning met, and it seemed, for all intents and purposes, that they were meeting for the very first time in that episode. Yet here, in these flashbacks, we were seeing that Rainbow Dash was in flight school competing against Lightning Dust when they were fillies. So I don't understand how that could be. The only thing I can think of is that it's just been so long since school that they just have forgotten about each other. I mean, it seems like a stretch on one hand, you know, especially seeing that they were directly competing and stuff. And when Lightning Dust got knocked down, you know, below Rainbow Dash in the standings, you know, she kind of had that disgusted look on her face. You know, it's like, I will remember this. So I don't know, but then again, you know, I don't remember the vast majority of the people that I went to school with when I was a little kid. So it's possible that they both just moved on in life and kind of forgotten about each other. That's the only explanation I can think of. If anybody else has any theories on that, sound off in the comments. And then the other point, Derpy, aka Muffins, whatever you'd like to call her. It's starting to feel like all these little random cameos we've seen from her over, you know, the last season or two here is not so random. I thought they were more random, you know, funny bits thrown in, but I'm starting to wonder, because here we saw something very interesting. We saw her at the top of the flight competition rankings, and her eyes appeared to be in perfect alignment. And then as time went by, she went further and further down in the rankings, and her eyes were becoming more and more misaligned, which this says a couple things. One, she was apparently a really good flyer, and her condition apparently caused her to start regressing in that, and couldn't fly as well, maybe because she couldn't see as well or something. I'm not really sure. It's kind of implies that. But the bigger thing is, she wasn't born this way. This was a condition that developed over time, apparently. And my mind immediately went back to the scene we saw in Where the Apple Lies, where we saw her in the hospital with her eyes bandaged up, presumably is trying to get some sort of treatment to fix her condition. It's starting to feel like they are actually, like, very slowly building up a backstory for this character. I don't know if that means we're actually going to get an episode focused on her at some point. That'd be awesome if we did. I really kind of have my doubts on it, but it seems you can never be too sure in the show. So, you know, again, they're doing a lot of secondary character development this season, so I'm probably going to go nuts if we actually get an episode focused on her, but at this point, I'll just continue to watch for things that are going on with her and try to see where they're headed with that. So, now on to the main topic here. Yeah, the thing with Scootaloo, the slingshot and whatever. I've had it in my head all along since Crusaders of the Lost Mark. I said, if we ever get to this point where they are going to actually touch on the issue of flight for Scootaloo, I knew I was probably going to lose my mind again. And that's pretty much what happened. Now, sadly, we did not actually get that in this episode. This was focused on Rainbow Dash, not so much on Scootaloo. But I didn't realize that at the beginning. I had not seen the synopsis for this episode or anything. I didn't know that it was going to be focused on Rainbow Dash. I just saw opening scene, CMC is about to launch Scootaloo into the air with a giant slingshot, which, interestingly, is kind of how I thought that might happen. She might just finally get to the point, screw it, I'm just going to slingshot myself off a cliff or whatever and hope for the best, you know. So, yeah, I was beside myself with that. Kind of embarrassing, which is kind of the theme of this episode, actually. But anyway, so I apologize for the freak out there. But yeah, this is probably the closest thing we've gotten yet to Scootaloo actually being able to fly. So I really feel like we're kind of building up to something big for her based on this episode. Just have to see if they finally go that last mile or not. I wish they would just finally come out and say one way or the other, you know, does she have a disability or doesn't she? Is she an orphan or is she not? I don't care which way it goes at this point. I just want to understand this character and know what kind of a background she has. You know, we've been waiting so long to find out. So I just hope they really deal with that soon. I realize it may not happen this season, especially with an episode like this. It was great to see Scootaloo in a big, you know, focus like this again. last time we've seen this much focus on Scootaloo was back in Sleepless in Ponyville, I believe. So that was fun, but yeah. Just have to wait and see if we get there or not. But at the very least, Scootaloo finally got to, meet her personal hero's parents and see where her hero grew up, and so she was on cloud 9, perhaps literally. I mean, who knows what the address of their parents' house was up there in Cloudsdale? So maybe it's Cloud 9 Drive. I don't. Yes, that was a bad joke. I don't care. Rainbow Dash's parents, Bo Hothoof and Wendy Whistles. Right off the bat, it's okay. Parents are not Rainbow Blaze and Rainbow Shine, as was once thought in the fandom. I still think those characters could be related to her, perhaps aunt and uncle. I mean, we do know that Rainbow Blaze had a significant role in Rainbow Dash's life, so there's that, but whatever. Speculation at this point is all we've got to go on, and just have to see if they give us any more of that story later. Yeah, her parents, extremely proud of Rainbow Dash. Clearly. Biggest fans. My word, everything in that room, the more I go and look at the scenes in Rainbow Dash's room, especially the trophy room, oh my word, and the sound effects, a little bit over the top there. But it's easy to see where Rainbow Dash got her enthusiasm and drive from. I mean, she really does take after her parents. Especially her mother. I've been seeing some things like screenshots showing similarities between, like facial expressions and stuff like that between Rainbow Dash and her mom. I love the animators that the animators have gone to that level of details to where we see that. And yeah, when all of a sudden Scootaloo shows up at the doorstep and is going, nuts over Rainbow Dash's stuff, they were probably thrilled beyond words to see that their daughter's become such a positive role model for a little filly like this. And it's just, chalk up one more win on the big achievement board for them. But it seems like they somehow lost track of her after she moved to Ponyville. So they didn't know anything about Scootaloo or anything that's happened since then, like with the Wonderbolts or anything. And I mean, this all happened quite a while ago. I mean, Wonderbolt's Academy and stuff, when she was accepted into the reserve, that was back in season 3, and then it was last season when she actually officially joined the Wonderbolts. All the stuff has been happening, and they didn't have a clue about it. And I just have to wonder, like, has Rainbow Dash not even talked to them in several years? I wouldn't think that, because she said that she loves her parents very much. I'm getting the feeling that she's just been somehow dodging questions from them about, things that are going on in her life right now. Well, they did know apparently that she's been, like saving Equestria with the rest of the main 6 multiple times over, so they did know that. But the rest of it, somehow Rainbow Dash has just been kind of sweeping that under the rug. I hate to think that she's been lying to them, maybe more just, lies of omission where she's just like not telling them things, but it's just kind of difficult to think about that. So unfortunately, again, all we can do is speculate on that, because we didn't really get any information on that in this episode. But it's kind of beside the point. It's just that's what happened. That explains why we haven't really seen the parents around, because she's been kind of keeping that part of her life separate from this part of her life, that type of thing. So, but I just to switch gears here to Rainbow Dash directly, I loved seeing how well she's doing with the Wonderbolts. I mean, she's clearly full-blown member of the team, putting on air shows with them, signing autographs with them. The teamwork appears to be rock solid, very cohesive and stuff. I mean, again, just seeing this progression from where she started, kind of got off to a rough start with them back in Newbie Dash, and to see where she's gotten to with the team now is just fantastic. And I love seeing... I thought for sure they were going to just, never let her hear the end of it regarding this thing with her parents. And it seemed like they were kind of like, snickering and whatever at first. But I really got to give them credit on this. They really didn't give her a bad time about it, and they actually tolerated it exceptionally well. I mean, Spitfire, especially with her tail getting accidentally cut short. I can't believe that she did not completely freak out at Rainbow Dash after that point. Man, Fleetfoot, I gotta hand it to her too. She at first was like telling Bo Hothuff, was like, hey, sir, you raised a heck of a flyer here. Thank you so much, or whatever she said, and sent him into another round of Liquid Pride. That was awesome. And then later she was even trying to, encourage Dash, say, well, your parents are loud, but they're not that bad. Then the custom fireworks show, and she's like, wow. Even she had to admit at that point, like, this is going a little bit too far. So I just, again, she's a member of the team, and they're, I love seeing that they didn't just immediately turn to, jeering her or whatever, giving her a hard time about it. Like, they're actually trying to help support her and deal with this problem. So, that was fun to see. But back to Rainbow Dash. Her issue in this is that she, for whatever reason, well, we know the reason, but however it came about, she neglected or refused to tell her parents about these accomplishments in her life. She didn't tell them anything about Scootaloo or about the Wonderbolts or any of this stuff. And it's easy to see why, because of all the embarrassment issues that she's had in the past with them, like at school events and whatever. Anything great that she ever did, they just went over the top on in public and made a big scene and embarrassed her. And she probably just got to the point, it's just like, I can't deal with this anymore. I need to be on my own and do my own things and, be able to have my own accomplishments and not be burdened with this, embarrassment. So, yeah, but it wasn't right to not tell them, though. I mean, they're her parents, for crying out loud, and they've gone above and beyond to try and support her for over the years. Their intentions obviously were right. I'm not saying what they did was all that right, but this is the thing that parents deal with. I've heard tons of stories on this stuff where parents. I don't think parents ever mean to embarrass their kids. Well, there may be certain specific instances where they try to do it to teach them a lesson or something, but generally speaking, they are just trying to be, supportive, to cheer their kids on, and, they love seeing, them accomplish things in life because they love them. And a lot of times they probably don't even realize that they're embarrassing their kids that way and stuff. So I can understand that situation, but what should have happened is Rainbow Dash should have had a conversation with them about this in private to try and explain this to them and let them know how she felt about that. And they probably, it might have hurt them a little bit, but they probably could have been much more understanding and they could have worked out a better arrangement or something for that. Save the over-the-top celebrations for at home instead of in public or something. Instead of dealing with that, though, Rainbow Dash just basically decided to try and separate herself from that and just not tell them about these big accomplishments and stuff. And that just made the problem ultimately worse, because sooner or later they were going to find out about all of this stuff, which is what happened here. And then they're probably even going more overboard here because they're making up for all the the lost opportunities they've had to cheer her on and everything. So and then they pushed it got rather absurd. I mean, they're cheering her on for how did she hung up a towel in the locker room. I mean, that is rather ridiculous. So I can understand her frustration at that, but again, rather than dealing with the problem, she just kept trying to ignore it, and then her frustration built up to the point where she just blew her cool, and in front of Scootaloo, no less, and just really hurt her parents bad and Scootaloo as well. I mean, man, for anyone who just sees their hero just really break down and make a big mistake like that, it's kind of heart-wrenching. So and maybe I said this already, but I think one reason why Rainbow Dash might not have told them this in the past is that, you know, just embarrassment aside, she just didn't want to hurt their feelings about stuff. Like, if she tried to explain this to them in any way, she thought it would hurt them. Well, it ended up happening in a much worse way, where she lost her cool and did this, and then she really hurt them super badly. So, again, it would have been a lot less of an issue if this had been dealt with before. But obviously this is the way it happened, and yeah, I couldn't help but think of the whole Starlight, you know, anger magic thing that was going on. It's like, it's kind of almost happening to Rainbow Dash here too. She's kind of bottling up her emotions on that to the point where it blew. So, sorry, I'm just catching up my notes here. Yeah, ultimately she had failed to realize, and this is an interesting thing here, where actually, just like we saw with Sweetie Belle and Rarity, where Sweetie Belle kind of had to be the one to teach Rarity a lesson, now Scootaloo got her turn to teach Rainbow Dash a lesson. You know, where she had to point out to Rainbow Dash that her parents were actually extremely supportive, and that had been, you know, brought around a lot of positive things in Rainbow Dash's life. It had, you know, encouraged her and built up her confidence in things, and made her, you know, try and push for new achievements and whatnot. There was very much a positive effect from all this stuff, but Rainbow Dash was too focused on the negative aspect of the embarrassment and whatever to see that was happening. So, you know, once she realized that, then she realized what a terrible mistake that she had made, and, you know, to her credit, she really did well at making up for that. You know, put on a whole private air show for her parents, and, you know, I gotta say too, I was fully expecting that to be a solo performance, but here's all the rest of the Wonderbolts helping her do it. Again, just amazing teamwork from her teammates on that to help, you know, resolve that between them. So really a great team that she's working with there. And then they ended up embarrassing her parents, and the way they had embarrassed her all those times and whatever, and they got a little taste of their own medicine there. So, but I think that's good, because now that they've been on the receiving end of that, maybe now they, you know, can have a nice conversation about that and realize, like, oh, we didn't realize we were doing this to you. It's like, from now on, you know, we'll be a little more subtle about it, or at least save all their crazy cheering for her again when they're at home, not in public. So I think there's you know, definitely some good lessons learned on both sides there. So yeah, I just got to loop back around to Scootaloo on this again here. Again, they're hitting so close to this topic while not touching on it directly. We learned that Scootaloo has not had any kind of real good encouragement in her life before meeting Rainbow Dash and the CMCs, at least. Whatever her story is, whether maybe she just had lousy parents, maybe she had, you know, maybe she didn't have parents and had, you know, lousy guardians or foster parents, or whatever the situation is, but she had not gotten that kind of encouragement. She was having a hard time understanding why Rainbow Dash was so mad over how her parents were acting, because she probably would have given anything to get that kind of support when she, you know, was younger and stuff. So, man, it just kills me on that. It's like it makes me wonder. One of my friends mentioned this to me, and at first I thought it's like, probably not, but the more I think about it, the more it actually makes sense. Could that be the reason why she can't fly? There is this whole, I've heard about situations before where there is actually like mental blocks that people have that prevent them from, you know, doing certain things. You know, people get hurt in like a car crash or something and can't walk anymore. They go through rehabilitation and stuff, and, you know, like medically speaking, physically they're, you know, mended and they should be able to walk again, but somehow they still can't. And it's just, you know, mental blocks, fear of something that's like deep down, even though they may think on the surface that like, I really want to walk again. There's something in their subconscious that's just holding them back on that. And that is a thing. So that is one possible explanation for what might be going on with her. Maybe it wasn't just a lack of encouragement, but actually, you know, maybe she was really torn down over stuff or whatever, and just like been told that she will never amount to anything, and maybe that's still, you know, affecting her mentally or something. I don't know, but but that aside, says that by the end of this, I mean, wow, she got her own private cheering session at her report at school, and man, that look on her face, it's just like she was now the recipient of all this, you know, embarrassing cheering going on and stuff in front of her classmates, so she was probably embarrassed for that, but at the same time, you know, probably is overjoyed at the fact that she now has, for all intents and purposes, she is now a full-blown member of this family, and, you know, whether it's legal or not, it's beside the point at this point. You know, the fact that there's, you know, others, you know, in her life that are like parents and stuff, and are care about her enough to actually embarrass her in front of her friends like that by cheering her on, that just that really hit me hard after this episode ended. There wasn't enough time for it to really sink in, but after the episode ended and I cut off recording before, it really kind of hit me that was just a heart-wrenching moment there, and I just, it makes me wonder, you know, is she now gonna, you know, be able to spend more time with them and get that encouragement that she's been lacking all along, and be able to fly finally? I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that don't want her to fly. I fully understand that aspect of it too, because, you know, people with disabilities, you know, look to her as kind of a role model and stuff, and I fully understand and agree with that as well. So, and I you know, I've heard, of course, that, you know, Lauren Faust's vision was that she will be disabled stuff. I really just don't know what they're going to do with that, but regardless of whichever direction that ultimately goes, or if we ever even see, just the fact that Scootaloo has gotten into this situation now. I mean, she's got basically a big sister and parents that care about her very much, and we know that she hasn't had that. So, and I know there's a lot of kids out there in situations like that have no parents or lousy parents or whatever, and just haven't had that encouragement to drive themselves and succeed at anything in life. They're told they're worthless, they're nothing, and man, my heart just goes out to anyone who's in situations like that. I'm very fortunate. I've had great parents, not perfect parents. No parents are perfect, but I don't think my parents ever really like seriously embarrassed me or done stuff like that. Not to anywhere near this extent. And you know, this has really got me thinking about a lot of the stuff that they've probably done for me over the years, things that I probably don't even know the half of. So interesting timing with this as well, since Mother's Day weekend is coming up here. But yeah, just if you guys, anyone out there, if you've got parents that have, you know, that have embarrassed you or, you know, supported you in any way and stuff, just don't take that for granted. I mean, just you gotta understand what parents go through and what they sacrifice sometimes to actually, you know, help support you in your goals in life and stuff. And if you've had parents that have done that for you, I mean, just call them up, go talk to them, let them know that you really appreciate that. It's, man, such a good lesson on that, a good reminder. So, wow, this has gotten absurdly long, but this episode was just so intense that I just had to spell this all out. So, thank you for watching, everyone. And wow, after this, all bets are off on this season. I'm with an episode like this, is like I feel like it's going to be hard to have an actually bad episode in the season the way this is going, but whatever. I look forward to next weekend's episodes and see what we get then. So, but yeah, for right now, I gotta finish packing right now, actually, and get. By the time you guys are watching this, it'll probably be long after Everfree Northwest. but I am currently in the middle of packing, actually, to get ready to go. So I need to get back to that stuff and get ready, and yeah, I will catch you again next time for another reaction. Later.